Hey everyone, Seth Campbell here. Welcome back to Segway Plays Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. In the last eventful episode, we met the water spirit Jabun, who was hiding in a cave on the back of Outset Island. We met two great fairies and expanded both our rupee and bomb capacities. And we placed two of the three pearls that we had found into these statues that are based on Pikmin. And so we are about to place the third. And the King of Red Lions told us that when we do that, the place where our courage will be tested will appear. So we'll see what that means. Wandering traveler who seeks the guidepost of the goddesses, place the pearl you hold here. You place Din's pearl into the ancient statue's hands. Oh boy. Well, that is interesting. Ow. Once again, Link collides with the side of a tall building. Yeah, memo to Link. If something that seemed like it was going to explode stops seeming like it's going to explode, still stay away from it. Don't try to investigate it. It's a surefire way to avoid a lot of pain. But yes, this rather ominous looking tower has appeared. This tower, which the pearls of the gods have caused to appear, is the place that the gods of the ancient world prepared. Is a place that the gods of the ancient world prepared so that they might test the courage of men. Only one who is able to overcome the trials that await here shall be acknowledged by the gods to be a true hero. Only then will that hero be permitted to wield the power to destroy the great evil. Link, that which you must obtain now lies before you. You must believe in your own courage, which has led you to triumph over the many hardships you have faced, and you must triumph once again. You must rise above the trial of the gods. Is there really no other option? Okay. So, we now enter the Tower of the Gods. This is our next dungeon. And as you can see, the tide rises and falls in here. This is interesting. This is the first time we've been able to bring the King of Red Lions into a dungeon with us. And having him here allows us to use our bomb cannon on these cracked spots on the wall, so that will at least open up some paths for us. I really like the contrast in the music of this dungeon compared to the first two, which were both very sparse. Dragon Roost Cavern was mainly a bunch of little rattling sounds and dragon roars. And the Forbidden Woods was more musical, but it still, you know, wasn't a constant thing. It was just little bursts of sound, whereas here in the Tower of the Gods, you know, it's much more mighty and omnipresent and fear-inducing. Like, remember, this is the trial of the gods. You know, this is here to test you. And we have another new type of choo-choo. This one is yellow. Fortunately, it also stuns with the boomerang to get rid of the electricity. Now, there is no yellow chew jelly, interestingly enough. There is only red, green, and blue. So the yellow choo-choos will usually drop green or sometimes red, if they drop any chew jelly at all. Now, let's see what we have here. Well, that's creepy. A flying, flaming skull. That is a bubble. And if it hits us, it sets us on fire. There's a chest here, and a curious-looking eye on the wall there. Well, we don't know what to do with that, but it's good to remember that it's there, because it certainly looks interesting. And we got the compass before the dungeon map, again, interestingly enough. So now we can see where things are hidden, and we can see that something is clearly hidden on the other side of this wall, so it's probably a good thing to remember that that eyeball in the wall. So what can we do now? Well, if you noticed, there are lit torches here and these boko sticks. And on the floor below us, when the water recedes, there are unlit torches. And the rule of thumb in Zelda is if torches are unlit, you light them. But of course, you can't carry a lit boko stick in the water. So you have to do it quickly. And it's a joy pendant, which is always handy. Yep. I had actually, I haven't played this in a while. I thought that was going to be the key we needed for that door, but I guess not. So I guess we can go over to the other side. Let's see what we find over there. The one kind of annoying thing is, since there's no wind at all in this dungeon, you know, when you're traveling by boat, you have to just cruise along very slowly. And then you get to a spot like this, and you finally get there, the tide rises, and you can't actually go through into this door. So yeah, this tide rising and falling mechanic will be annoying for a little while. Tide will rise, and the tide will fall, working on the water till the break of dawn. It's a lesser-known Bruce Hornsby song there for you, with Pat Metheny and Bonnie Raitt. Guest appeared on that track. Great song. Check it out. Now, there are all these boxes here, and you can stand on these boxes. And you can also grab and push and pull these boxes to move them around. Now, if you noticed up there, there are the same kind of cracked walls that we normally would use the King of Red Lion's cannon to break. But since the King of Red Lions cannot come into this room, we need to stand on these boxes and use our own bombs. Now, some of them have these little ledges that you can try to get the bombs to land on, whereas others don't have those, and you want to throw it so that the bomb explodes when it is in the air. Oh, I thought I could stay on the box the whole time. I guess not. Oops. Oh, come on. Nope. Honestly, the music in this area reminds me a little bit, maybe just oh, yeah, that's what I can do. Because it's set in G minor and uses some odd non-chord tones. It reminds me a lot of music that you might hear in Riven, the sequel to Myst, for anyone who's played that game. It's another game that shaped my childhood. Waiting for the water. And there is a chest in here. And this is the dungeon map, so I think we were supposed to go this way first. Replenish the bomb supply a little bit, and there is... Oh boy. Sounds like more electric choo-choos. Yep, a lot of them. Obviously, they don't stay stunned forever, so attack them like... Ow! Well, yeah, that's what happens if you try to attack them when they're electric. Fortunately, the spoils they drop do float, so you won't lose them waiting for the tide to go back down. Now, let's see if we can break open this last... Nope. Okay, so let's use this time, while the tide is down, to move this box a little bit closer. And try this again. Nope, too soon. There we go. Unfortunately, the bomb broke the box. So we need to now move another box. And we gotta destroy that yellow choo-choo. Need to move, and it'll take a couple times with the tide going up and down, which is frustrating. But we need to move this box, or a box, closer to that alcove if we want to be able to get inside it. And there is a joy pendant in here, and that's it. But joy pendants are good. You do want to collect them as you can. So now we move our way over. There's a gate there we can't really do anything about, but there's an area over here. Has an interesting glowing spot, and glowing things are usually good. So we stand on it, and the door opens. But we step off it, and the door closes. So, perhaps if we take one of these human-sized statues and set it down, wouldn't you know it, the door stays open. And more yellow choo-choos. Now. Pressing this switch makes a bridge appear. But when the tide rises, we get taken off of it. So now, the obvious first step is to place a box on the pad, and that will make the bridge appear. Difficulty, though, is again that bridge will disappear when the tide rises. But since the box is in the right place, it will come back. Eventually. And there is this mysterious... I don't even know what to call this. Object that when we pick it up starts flashing blue light, as does the door. So that would seem to indicate that we should take it out through the door. And there's the bridge. And if we place it over here, it opens the gate. So now we can sail through that gateway. Very slowly. Yeah, there's a fair amount of, honestly, I can't sugarcoat it, wasted time in this part of this dungeon, but I promise it will eventually not be that anymore. Perhaps that's part of the trial of the gods. They wanted to see if they could drive people totally crazy. But anyone who had the patience to deal with this must be a true hero. Now here we are, 2 glowing pads on the floor, 2 statues. Should be pretty obvious what we do here. Oh boy. Oh yeah, I remember this. Okay, so you have to get the fire from these torches to those torches over there. Now obviously you can't swim with a lit torch, so you have to create a bridge from these boxes. And that means that you have to work with the tide and create a bridge with the boxes. And it's annoying. Now, the good news is it doesn't have to be a totally complete bridge all the way through. You can jump, and if you can land on the next box, then your torch won't go out because you won't hit the water. The thing about it that's so annoying is that you have so little time between each wave that it takes you so much longer than the puzzle really should. Let's see, in theory that ought to... Well, no, I guess... Okay, I want to place the small boxes, and the thing is, the big boxes essentially stay on a grid. The small boxes do not, because you can pick up the small boxes and put them down, which means they can end up at odd angles all over the place and really just mess things up. Like, it can look like you're about to step on it, but because it's at an odd angle, you don't. You step into the water, your torch goes out, you know, go back to start. But maybe that will do it. Okay, so now grab a Boko stick, and they don't stay lit forever, so I advise not. I mean, you probably won't have an issue, but I advise not lighting it until the boxes are coming back up. I walked too close to it, and now it's on fire. But if I keep it in the torch, it should be no problem. Okay, here we go. Now the boxes are up. No! Oh, come on! I was so close. I was so close. I was so close. Okay. Let's try that again. The thing is, in this room there isn't even a ladder, so you have to wait for the tide to come back just to go back up in the first place. Probably possible to dash over there, but I'm not daring enough to try. Come on, come on. Yes, come on, come on. Yes! There we go. Whew. And we got the small key we are after. So we know where to use this. Oh boy. Oh boy, yellow choo-choos. Okay, don't get zapped. You'd think as soon as they hit the water, the whole thing would become electrified. Fortunately, those deadly sort of physics don't really apply in Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Otherwise, we'd be dead already. So now we slowly make our way back to the other side. And of course I just missed the tide going back down, so I can't get over the wall. Okay. Just waiting and waiting. There we go. Okay, more yellow choo-choos. Let's take care of these ones while we can, because I have a sneaking suspicion. Yep, there it is, that the tide will rise again. There we go. And that creates a beautiful glowing rainbow stairway, which we can walk up to another one of these relics. That's the word I was looking for. And if the past is any indication, we should take this relic out through the door that is similarly glowing. And bring it up to this little shrine pedestal thingy. And that changes the water flow so that the water is streaming in from the sides of that, I guess you can call it a fountain, instead of the front, revealing a door. So now, we sail up to it. Waiting, waiting, waiting. We can go through this little doorway and leave behind the rising and falling tide at last. Now, we have progressed into the second area. I don't think we're on the second floor yet, are we? No, we're still on the first floor, but the second area of the Tower of the Gods. So I think we will take a break here, and in the next episode, we will venture further into this mysterious tower now that we no longer, at least for the moment, have to worry about the water slowing us down so much. So, I'll see you in the next episode.